Hi, I'm Connor Christian. I'm from Gallipolis, Ohio, and this is my story in music and also as a student here at ONU.
This time I've gone too far in circles. I live in the dark. My head was
First instrument I ever picked up was a toy guitar. It was I picked it up and I think I played it upside down, and didn't really know exactly what I was doing, but I'd always bob my head back and forth as a little kid every time I would hear the music come on and the sounds would inspire me. And I took that little guitar, and then one year I got this little tiny blue acoustic guitar for Christmas, and I just couldn't put it down and just really had a knack for picking up how to play it, and just I felt whatever I played. And I'd always have my dad. My dad always made me these cassette tapes, and we had a van, and he would call them Connor Van Tape 1, Connor Van Tape 2, and it would be full of just any kind of artist from rock to hard rock, to classic music, to blues, to R&B, like anything you could think of was covered there. So a lot of different tastes that I got exposed to as a kid growing up. And I've been singing now and playing guitar for about 11 and a half, 12 years, and I've loved every minute of it.
in my mind so deep.
I play music and write music because I believe that if you can write music, you have something on the inside of you that can be expressed through a note and through different words, and it's a creative outlet for me to tell where I've been in life and the things that I've learned and the experiences that I've had, and it's just a big story for me. And it's hard for me to write music if I don't feel it. Everything I write really comes from deep inside me and my heart and what I feel. And I think so many times musicians nowadays get caught up on if it's technically right, if it's this or that, but people's going to like good music that comes from the heart. And the kind of sounds for me I really like, I think the words are very important, and how that layers in with the music to set and paint a whole scene.
The one in the waiting, giving or taking.
A lot of things that have influenced me, an artist, would be, I say, to formulate the style I am now, I would say I'm a alternative, kind of take on a little bit of blues in a modern way, but also like modern alternative and really soulful music. James Bay is a modern artist that is a really huge inspiration to me. He is from England, and he's gotten really big in the US. Great singer-songwriter, and really knows his tone and how to maneuver his way around the guitar. And then you have Gary Clark Jr. from Austin, Texas. I mean, the guy just plays with so much heart and soul, and the stuff he plays sounds like Albert King, sounds like Otis Redding, sounds like guys from the past in the 50s and the 60s that really was the frontier of that music. And I think it's so cool to see guys like that carry on a legacy of music, and that music is timeless. People still today, when they hear it and it's done just exactly like it was, it really catches someone's ear. Walking through the whole songwriting process is it's actually interesting for me. I've been actually really diving into more trying to find different creative outlets, but for me, I think I'll kind of get like a little melody in my head, maybe just a few words that I can kind of play around with and find different ways to sing it, and then find how I can center that around a song and like around like beat and different kind of things to fill in layers. I think layers are important to music and how you can fill it in, and even just heartbreak, everything from heartbreak, to letdowns to, when you're feeling happy, things that want to move your feet, you get all these different emotions, and you just think, how can I try to think like, how can I express this and saying it the way that not the average person would say it, take something that's a normal thing that people feel on a day-to-day basis, but say it in a different way that really speaks to them in a musical way, and like, oh wow, like I want to be able to say it like that and think of it about like that.
Loving, fighting, fighting, loving in my eyes. I felt I was above it, the wanting, the waiting, giving, the taking, in this dangerous game for two.
Balancing music as a student is actually hard for me because I want to spend more time doing this than sometimes I want to do in the classroom, and that gets sometimes in the way. But finding time to practice is sometimes hard, being a student and also an athlete, and making that all gel and cohere together. But I think if you have a passion for something, you're going to make time for it. And just really, I think the gift in itself is just what I have inside of me, and sometimes you don't always have to practice. If you can feel it, you can create it, and that's what I've always believed. So as a student, if I want good grades and I feel like I can get there, I have to create the way to do that. If I want to write a song about this, I'm not going to stop until I find that expression and that outlet to make it happen.
Everyone's all up in my space. There's nowhere in this crowded place. Nothing feels the same, even when I see your face.
Outside of music, I like to do a lot of stuff, just hang with friends, or just like try to find somewhere to get plugged into the community, to be involved in like a part of a group that like promotes events or does something, to really give back. I think a lot of the experiences I get to help me with music that's outside of music is something that's outside of myself. And a lot of times when you're writing music, a lot of times when I'm writing music, I feel like I'm a lot of times in my own head, but it's really cool to go out and do a lot of events from athletics. I really love tennis. I'm on the tennis team here, and stuff like that I'm around different groups of people that also inspire me, and I'm outside of my own wheelhouse in my own mind, and it challenges me because I'm having less of myself, which is really good, and I get to give more to others. It's funny, really. As a musician, there's been lots of stages, and since I've started off as really loving heavy stuff and playing a lot of the metal stuff, and it's funny how it started with that, and my dad would show me stuff and I'd turn my nose at it, like, I don't like that slow, stuff, I don't like that at all. It's not, I can't really, get anything out of it. But as a musician, I think I've improved as I've allowed my mind to open new doors into my mind, and I think I've not been afraid to play different styles, and I've not been afraid to write exactly how I feel, and I think that's really helped me improve. And as far as just like learning different, chords and different things, and it's great, but I think it all starts within the mind, and I've improved mentally. Just not limiting myself to what I can write about has just been the biggest factor of what's helped me improve.
Many of a kind. If I don't find my own, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Upside and the letdowns of being a traveling musician, it's not always the glorious stadiums filled with a nice place that smells good. Sometimes the place smells a little funky. There might be a couple people there. It's just, you really have to love it, and you have to be dedicated to knowing that it's not about how many people are going to be there. It's the fact that you're doing what you love. And I've traveled from, even now I'm working on a current record, first album I really want to put out. And I've been driving to Cleveland once a week or maybe twice a week, just trying to get into the studio and do what I can. And it's a long drive, and still balancing homework. And then over the summer I had a sold out show in Chicago downtown at the City Winery, opening up for a pretty big band, and shot a lot of cool stuff up there. And You know, it's just, and even being down in Florida and playing some shows, it's just kind of, you know, you really got to find your market and base it. And it's been, sometimes there's a lot of letdowns. You get there and, you know, you're all hyped up and not that many people show up and you're like, well, it's like, am I going to play the same way I would if there's 400 people here, if there's 4 people here? And it's just, I try to look at it as an opportunity to just improve myself and just like, wow, I still get to play, you know, and whatever little bit I can do is should try to be beneficial. But it's hard. It's not always glorious. Kind of touch back now, spoiler alert, working on an album. That's the kind of thing to try to release by possibly midsummer, maybe next fall, possibly sooner, depends on how much we get stuff done, but we already got a couple songs on the way that been working on. Dangerous Game is a new one, probably a single that's going to be released here probably midway through spring, and it's going to really try to promote that and drive that. It's really think you guys will really like that, and the people will. Yeah, it's a process. These songs I've been writing over the past 2.5, 3 years, and they're really just starting to, you know, tailor them to how to fit to what an audience would want to hear, and how to give people an experience and a feeling that comes from that music.
I mean what you say, these empty words get in the